I'll need a team.
We're already putting together the best men.
With all due respect, sir, so am I.
For as iconic as Captain America is in the books, he always had help. He always had people that would follow him in stride. And of course, Bucky, his most famous sidekick, his most famous partner. But there were others. And at the same time that the Cap comics were being published, Nick Fury and the Howling Commandos was being published. These gruff sort of World War II soldiers that got themselves into all sorts of trouble. So we really wanted to pay homage to those other Marvel World War II books by putting some of those characters in it.
With the Howling Commandos, they're all individual personalities, and they all reflect different sides of Cap as a leader. So we had to make sure that we cast actors that lived up to all that. Bucky Barnes was a very tricky role to cast because he is the sidekick, and it goes from he taking care of Steve to being the other way around. And so, much like Steve's transformation in the movie, we were looking for someone that could embody both sides of that character. Who is the good-natured guy that looks out for his friend, and how can that also be the guy that you don't resent later in the film once he's kind of like, hey, what happened to me? I used to protect you, and now the role's sort of reversed.
The way Bucky was written in the earlier comic books is very different than how we decided to go with in the movie.
He was almost like a Robin to a Cap's Batman. He was young, he was a kid. I think he was put there to add kid appeal to the books in a way that is slightly campy. We didn't want a little kid running around the battlefield of World War II with Captain America necessarily. The good news is, within the last 5 to 10 years in the Marvel Comics, they've kind of reinvented the character. They've given him a bit of maturity, and they've brought him back into the present day as the character known as the Winter Soldier. Great storyline, great inspiration for us on how to pump up that character.
One thing that particularly really drew me to what I was able to find out about Bucky as the character is that he ended up doing the dirty work. I think that added a very interesting dynamic between his relationship with Steve Rogers. Captain America was always kind of like the symbol and the guy that kind of walked away with the spotlight. And Bucky was trained to do sort of the stuff around the edges. And I really liked that because I thought it added sort of a different edge to him.
We're sort of soldiers, but not in any official way, in any official rank. We're sort of secret super soldiers, which means we have the fantastic artistic license to be whatever we want. We have the best gadgets and guns and fun.
It's very exciting.
We all seem to represent different people. So Bruno represents the French resistance, who is pricelessly hilarious.
Like a big spaghetti.
Constantly wants to know why he's got the smallest gun.
The name of the character is Dernier, which means in French, the last. He is a specialist of explosives. I represent French resistance, and I'm very proud to represent that, even if I am not completely French, because I'm a little bit Italian.
Vive la France!